Hot damn, we got another one. A 1979 Chrysler 300. Yeah. Hey, we're trying to film over here. We know who are. The CrustyChrysler fans.
Seen a picture of you last Saturday night. Didn't know it was you, but you're looking alright. I didn't understand it.
I'm so glad we had this time together, just to have a laugh or sing a song.
But I wanted you to know, where did you come from, baby? Where did you go when, baby? Yeah.
Well, hey, if you don't like fixing things and making them just like brand used, this channel may not be for you. Hey, it's Rick here, and today we're going to work on this thing. Hi, and welcome back to RCindustry, where we're making things just like brand used. I know you're getting tired of seeing the old Chrysler 300. I'm getting tired of it too. I think this is like episode 23. Good lands, we're running, but we ain't stopping. Now, I know you say brakes are a little overrated, but you know, when this thing gets to rolling down the road, I need to be able to stop it. So, we got a new master cylinder put in it. We got a new brake booster put in it. Remanufactured ones, we kind of went through that in the video. Wound up having to get a different master cylinder because that one remanufactured one wasn't any good. Now we've got one in there that is good, but nothing else is working, you know. So I'm not going to bore you with a lot of the details today. I'm going to jack this thing up and tear this wheel apart up here, and then we'll talk about it. Alright, show you more. Well, here's what we got to work with today. We got two new brake calipers. This one says it's a valuable core and comes with brackets as required. This one just says it's a brake caliper, no brackets. Got some new pads. Well, I guess this is not for the car. I went to a yard sale and bought some bottle caps and the capper. And this is two new brake lines for the front calipers, along with our little copper washers. Looks like that one only has one, that one has two. I don't know. And then we bought this kit that has all of the little brackets and these anti-rattle plates, and because I can tell you, when I had the wheels off, and you probably noticed it in one of the earlier videos, that stuff is just completely rotted out. So I don't know what we're going to get into, but here we go. Okay, so we heated this up a little bit and got that to break loose, and it's kind of like the last one we did where the coupling on this end is not really loose, but it's loose on the part that screws in to the new brake fitting, so, or the brake line. So we're just going to take it out of there. Okay. And actually the fluid that's coming out of it is a lot cleaner looking than I thought it would be. So we're going to screw this new one back on there. And I took the bolt out here to allow this to move around just a little too, because we didn't want to, you know, make a big bend in it someplace. And let's get down here and thread this back on. And we're going to snug this up a little bit. Again, we're not trying to break it off. Let's see, I think it's 5/8. can't remember. Yeah. Alright, and that top one is a 3/8. Okay, so we're going to snug this up a little bit. And I know I'm probably in the way, you can't see real good, but I'm just trying to show you what I'm doing here. Okay. That slips right back up in there. Alright, so we just got to get that popped back up in there and put the clip on it, and we should be good to go. Alright, well, while we're in here, we're going to pack the wheel bearings, because I mean, it's been a lot of years, I'm sure, and I want to see how bad they are. Mercy. All that's doing is dent. Okay. By the way, we're naturally letting our oil drip through on that. So, I hate that it's doing that, but it's not going to hurt to flush all of that out of there. So I went over there and put some fresh oil in that new master cylinder and just let her run out of there. So anyway, kind of wanted you to see that. Alright, I got to figure out what to do about this. So let me see what I can do to get that off there. Alright, show you more. It just takes a bigger hammer, or in this case a bigger chisel. There we go. She's wanting to come off there now. She can't wait to get off there. She's pretty dry in there, but that grease that is there is still pliable. That's kind of shocking to me. Now, I've had these off many times, this kind of stuff, but, if you're new to this, just be sure, in this case I'm filming it, so I can always see how it goes back together. But just watch how it goes back together, okay? And you should be fine. Now, we have packed wheel bearings before. If you go back and look at a previous video I did on a trailer, I showed you how to pack wheel bearings. Well, those look real nice, and they actually got a lot of grease in them, so that's great. But I didn't want to chance it, so let's see what this looks like. Oh yeah, see, it's loaded with loaded with dirt daubers. No, but the oil or the grease back in there looks good, and so does the grease seal. It all looks real nice. That kind of surprises me, actually. I think we'll clean this up a little bit. I don't think I'll pull that outer bearing. I think I'll just pack it again from inside there, and we'll put this thing back together. I am going to clean it up a little bit and do the right thing and put some black spray paint on that and make it just like brand used. Okay, well, this new caliper, this is the one for the drinker side. So this new caliper came with a kit. So I had ordered a kit because they told me down there at Napa, their computer thing said that you needed to get this if you wanted new stuff, which I did. So, but anyway, this came with that. And we got a new caliper here, and it's got the new little copper rings and everything. So let's get busy and see if we can put that back on there. I'll probably put you up on time lapse. You've seen me do this before. So I do want to pack I got the wheel bearing cleaned up, this one, since we had took it out, and I got it all cleaned up, and I'm going to pack that. And then we'll put some grease on the spindle here. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, the spindle. And then we'll slide that all back on, and then we'll put the caliper on. Alright, show you more. Now basically, we just make this like a brand new one here with this. And I'm just wanting to paint this part right here, because the way we're running these rims that came on this car, you see this part. And so, you know, we got to make it look good. And all to do. Alright, let's start putting the caliper back on. Show you more. Well, kind of what I figured might happen. 2 pumps into bleeding the air out of this bleeder, and we wound up with a blown brake line right over here. Ouch! The brake line that runs from the proportioning valve up and across and down under here to back over here. I don't know if I can get you in there to see it. That thing right there, she's blowed. So, before we can go any further, I'm going to have to take that brake line off there and kind of measure it and go get me a brake line and try to fix it. So, alright, show you more. Okay, well, I went down to the parts store and got me a new line. This one's just a few inches shorter, or I could have went 6 inches bigger. So I think I can reroute this anyway, because it kind of runs way up and around, and I don't know why it's like that. But something I want to ask you viewers is, why when you buy these brake lines, they always put all this fancy labeling and part numbers and all that good stuff on there, but they always put it on the wrong. They should have run this all the way down, and then they can put whatever they want, because when you peel this off, you can't get this to go past it. I mean, that's ridiculous. Alright, let's get this thing cleaned up so we can slide this fitting down on there. And let's see if we can get it bent around and get it in here. Alright, show you more. Okay, so we got the new line put in and bent and all that. And we got it hooked up to the new line going to the caliper. And we still have to pull the caliper off and do all that. And then up here, the new line. I don't know if you can see it. It's hard to see. There's the new line right there. Then it just runs up around over here. We bent it pretty close to the same. We got one of the brackets in here where it was originally at. So that's as good as we're going to get it. You know, we're making it like brand used here, baby. Okay. Well, I'm going to show you my brake bleeding technique here. This is called a stick of gold. And you give her about 2 pumps there. Bracket down there, or brace it against the seat thing. Then you come over here and break this open a little. I heard the air come out of it. And you just repeat until you get fluid out. Alright, show you more. Alright guys, well, I got the brake line put on, got the other caliper put on the driver's side. Got it all bled on the driver's side, started bleeding it on the... Really? I'm trying to video here. Put some exhaust on that thing. Anyway, I began to bleed it for the caliper on the other side, or on the passenger side, and all of a sudden I could hear this sound. So, broke another brake line. And it's getting kind of late, so I'm not going to get one today, or yeah, tonight or whatever. I'm just going to go in the morning and get one. And I'll bring it back in here and work on it. My plan was to get it running and take it for a drive around the yard with some brakes, but that didn't work. So I'm going to get some brake line repairs done tomorrow, and we'll see what the next video brings. Wanting to take it on its maiden voyage. I've talked about it before. I want to take it back out to the lady I bought it from, because her husband always wanted to restore the car. He owned it since 1989. That's how long it had been sitting there. Anyway, we've talked about that before. Enough of that boring stuff. Don't forget the No Name 500. I think the sign is right behind me. I want to thank Buzz over at Roadkill Customs for sponsoring and helping get everybody up to 500 subscriptions. I think we're up to 565, 564, something like that the last time I looked. So I really appreciate that. We're shooting for 1,000. I know I've only been putting out about 2 videos a week, and just been really busy this time of the year. I'm still working. I consider it working part-time because I used to work 7 days a week. Now I'm only working about 3 or 4, but it still takes a lot of my time, and making videos takes a little bit of my time. So anyway, thanks for coming along. Thanks for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed yet and you've been watching this, if you're one of the 87% that just watch and don't subscribe, go ahead and reach up there and click that subscribe button. It doesn't cost anything, you know. Yeah, they're going to ask you for an email address, and, you know, just get 3 or 4 fake ones. That's what I do. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But I appreciate you subscribing, and I appreciate you coming along and watching the videos today. So, with that being said, don't forget, here at RC Industry, we're making things just like brand used, baby.
Well, I've seen a picture of you